Hi everybody, welcome back. My name is Lynn and I'm Pretty Papercrafts 67. And today we're going to make some art journals or notebooks, whatever you want to use them for. Many years ago, way before I ever stumbled upon junk journaling, I used to love to make books. And I've made some just little notebooks, different sizes, with this really simple binding method. All you need is PVA glue and a paintbrush. I actually learnt this binding method back in high school when I studied art in high school. And it's a very old method to bind books, but there are many YouTube videos on this process. So I just wanted to show you how to use this method. It's a no-sew method. And if you're a little bit daunted by the pamphlet stitch, or you just want to make a nice sturdy art journal, mixed media journal, notebook, this is a really nice way to do it. You can also choose what you want to use for covers. On this one I've used a really thick book board, and my papers are all like a scrapbooking cardstock, so they are thicker, but I've also included in this one some thinner papers as well, so you can use any style paper. I have used in my books today, I have used double fold pieces, double fold pages, but you can bind this with a single page. You can bind any size. I have kept my pages all as much the same size as I can, but you can still stagger pages. It's just a really nice and very easy method to bind a book. So I thought I would show you how to do it. I mean, you know, everybody may already know this way to bind books, but I just like it's just something a little different. I've made a couple of different sizes. They've all got the same paper. Just I used a 12 by 12 scrapbook page to make the pages for this book, so these were just my offcuts. So I've just made some other little notebooks. This one here I didn't even use a cover. I've just kept to the scrapbooking paper. And then I also had a little bit of offcut here. So on this little book I've used again the same papers, but I have used a corrugated cardboard cover and a tab binding on this one. So we'll get in and we will make this book, and yeah, I'll show you just how simple it is to put together. So with this book today, I am using watercolor paper. Now this is quite a heavy watercolor paper. It's 300 GSM. So I have got 7 sheets that I'm going to put into this journal, and then I'm using for my covers again some corrugated cardboard that I've just covered over with some scrapbooking paper. Just because this is a very heavy paper, I've just taken my page. They measure 11 inches. So on my scoreboard, I've just scored at the 5.5 inch mark just to create that fold. And the only reason I've done that is because I wanted to avoid the cracking in the paper. But that's, you don't have to do that. You might like that cracking look, or your papers may not crack. So I'm just taking my pages and I'm just folding them all in half. And I am going to give all those creases a really nice tight burnish, because I think it sits better together like that. So, and this is so simple, guys, and it just really takes minutes. The hardest or the longest part of this whole project is the drawing. So there are my 7 pages, and they're all the same size, but like I said, you could easily stagger different sized pages in amongst there, as long as they all meet here at the top. You can also, like I said, use single pages. You don't have to use a double fold page. You could just simply have a single page. So if you've got assorted papers that you're using that aren't big enough to fold like that, that's not a drama. And any quality of page. Like you can do this with a printer paper right through to a thick watercolor. So I'm just gonna, so I've got all my pages all folded and they're nice and sort of crisp on the edge and so forth. And I'm just going to take my front cover and my back cover, and all I want to do is just kind of level everything up so that everything is as close to together up that top spine part as possible. So it just fiddle with it a little bit. I would probably take my time here just to make sure that everything is nice and sort of even up the top there. So then what I'm going to do, I've just got some pegs. I'm just going to hold that nice and tight, and I'm just going to peg it, if this peg will fit, or peg it closed so it just keeps everything together. I just don't have any real big bulldog clips. That would be perfect if I had big bulldog clips. But that way everything's just sitting nice and solidly together like that. And then all I'm going to do is, all you need is PVA glue. I am using Tiger's Grip because this is a Helmer's glue. Brilliant, brilliant glue. So I am using this for my books, but you can use just ordinary PVA glue. And I've just got a paintbrush. So now basically all you're going to do, I'm just going to wedge that in there, and I'm just going to glue. And I'm just going to unhinge that for a minute because I just want to bring those covers down just a little bit closer to my paper at the top. Yeah, that's better. So it's all level along that top section there. And I'll just pin that back together, nice and level, like so. That one does stick up a bit, but that's okay. And then I'm just going to take my glue, and I'm just going to run a bead of glue all along the top there of the spine. And then this is where I probably would pay attention, because you want all of those pages to be covered with glue. And I'm just going to work backwards and forwards and make sure that everything is nicely covered with glue. Oh, maybe I put a bit too much glue. But I don't think you can have too much glue in this process, and I think the more time that you take to spread it nice and thinly, the better your end result will be. And then I'm going to wipe up that before I get it everywhere. And then I'm just going to take my cloth and I'm just going to wipe down the sides of the cover, just like that. And the same on this side, and it doesn't matter because it will dry clear. PVA glue always dries clear. And then the hardest part of this project is letting that sit to dry. Now, I would recommend the longer you let it set, the better. I was always so very tempted to see whether it had worked, and I would sort of try to open it and have a look. But with experience, I would say overnight is great, but at least for 4 hours, very much dependent upon your glue. I think this Helmer's glue, I can't see where it says time. Dry in approximately 10 to 15 minutes. But these ones that I did yesterday, I let them dry for at least 4 to 5 hours. So you just want to basically walk away, put that off to the side, walk away, let that dry. And then when it's all completely dry and pliable, then you can decide what sort of covering you want on your spine. So for this one and this one, I have just used about a 2-inch piece of scrapbooking paper, and I have just glued on the front cover and then sort of semi-glued the spine again and then folded it over for my back. Whereas this one here, I have left an open spine so you can actually see the pages, and then I've just used some Aida cloth just as some little tabs just to bind it. It's not bound by the tabs, but it just gives it that decorative look. This one I'm not sure yet. I think I will tab bind this one, and I do have some more Aida cloth, or you could do it with scrapbooking paper. I'm really not sure yet, but there you go, guys. A very, very easy and so simple method to bind your books, just for something different. And they do make nice art journals because they've got that, you know, it's just a little bit more sturdy, I suppose, than your basic junk journal. So yeah, they make a nice art journal, but I think I'll be using these ones as little notebooks. All right, everyone, there you go. Very quick, very simple, very beginner-friendly project. Just, yeah, a no-sew idea for binding your books. All right, please enjoy your Sunday. It's very cold here this morning. So wherever you are, if you're in Australia, keep warm. And, yeah, I'll see you all again soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.